everybody, to another episode of The Bearded Truth. I've got Michael Brewer, Educated Beards Ambassador, here for this episode. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Yeah, I'm glad that the our scheduling was more coordinated today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So why don't you introduce yourself and kind of share a little bit about your background and what you do with the audience?
Well, my name's Mike Brewer. I'm an American. I grew up in Buffalo, New York,
Cool.
and from there moved to a small town in Pennsylvania when I was in high school. Um, I was in the Army for 8 years.
Cool.
Once I got out of the Army, I became a registered nurse,
Cool.
and then I moved on to be a nurse practitioner, and my
Mm,
specialty is in psychiatry.
cool. That's awesome. Sweet. What are some of your favorite hobbies?
I love golfing, hiking, camping. Um, those are probably the top ones.
Awesome. Lots of outdoor things. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What's been some of your favorite places that you've traveled to?
Uh, let's see. A lot of places in the U.S. I've traveled a lot,
Cool.
like across the United States.
Mm,
Grand Canyon is amazing.
yeah.
Basically any camping anywhere. Mexico was really cool. I got to see the pyramids down in Mexico.
Sweet.
Um, I spent a year in Iraq
Mm,
when I was in the Army, so
hmm.
that was definitely an experience.
Yeah. For sure. That's awesome. What's some of your favorite movies?
uh, Back to the Future
Hmm.
was always been a favorite. I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Nice.
In fact, every time a new Star Wars comes out, my boys and I will watch every single movie and then we'll go to the
Yep.
theater and watch the new Star Wars.
Yep. That's awesome.
Um, yeah,
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
it's all it's always been Empire Strikes Back.
Solid.
I'm not sure why. I think maybe the age I was, so I
Yep.
was probably like 8 years old, I think maybe. Um, and in fact, when it came out in the theaters, I remember going to see it probably 8 or 9 times.
That's awesome. Um, so Star Wars. This is always a very interesting question among Star Wars fans. Prequels, originals, or the new three?
Ooh, I would say originals
Yep.
first, um, and the newer ones
Yep.
second.
Yep.
Yeah, the prequels, I mean, they're important, but
Yep.
definitely the newer ones are kicking ass.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Great. That's a great lineup for sure. If you could have dinner with four musicians, dead or alive, who would you pick?
Ooh, Jerry Garcia,
Okay.
Frank Zappa, so they're
Cool.
both deceased.
Yep.
Um, Kurt Cobain,
Nice.
and I will throw Tchaikovsky in there.
Nice. That's very diverse group for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
um, who are a few of your most listened to musicians?
Grateful Dead, probably
Cool.
most. Um, I have a wide variety though. I like the grunge when it came out in the '90s.
Yep.
I was into rap in the '90s also, like Cypress Hill,
For sure.
Beast Boys, House of Pain,
Yep.
um, NWA,
Hmm.
and
Nice.
nowadays, I probably still listen. In fact, today I was listening to just a playlist off of Apple,
Yep.
and it was classic rock essentials.
Nice.
It was
Yep.
sad to see that Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots are considered classic rock now.
Yep.
Makes me
Yeah.
really old.
Fair. If you could have a conversation with any U.S. president, living or dead, who would it be?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably, one of the founding fathers.
Yep.
Just to kind of see what their thought process was back then,
Mm-hmm. That's cool. So what made you want to start growing a beard?
It's what some call the freedom beard. So once you
Yep.
get out of the army, you
Yeah, I've
grow a
heard about
beard.
that for sure.
And
Yep.
for the first probably 5 years, I just kind of grew a goatee,
Okay.
maybe like a couple week old beard, but then I'd shave it down to like a goatee again.
Yep.
And probably about 10 years ago, I decided to just kind of grow it out.
Nice. That's awesome. So do you have a specific like beard growing goal that you're working towards?
Not necessarily. Right now, I'm just kind of seeing how far it gets. I haven't really trimmed it since January,
Yep.
and just to see where it's getting. I mean, I'm not going to let it go to the floor, but
Yep.
I have a more of a like a mustache goal, to
Okay.
get this thicker,
Yep.
um,
Totally.
more prominent.
Yep.
But mustache seems to be growing a lot slower
Yep.
than the beard.
Yep. Yeah, I feel the same way. I would love to have a more like defined mustache, but it's just not quite there yet. So before joining Educated Beards, what were some of your other favorite beard products that you used?
Probably the only one that I liked was Grave Before Shave.
Mm-hmm.
I tried a bunch of different balms and oils, that I would just find on Amazon,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
In fact, it was actually my wife that got me my first oil, and it was like a Christmas present. It was like a
Mm-hmm.
sampler of 12 different oils. I have no
Cool.
idea what the company was, but
Yep.
I thought it
Totally.
was like I never really even thought about oils, and that
Mm-hmm.
was probably about 6 years ago. And came as these little samplers, and they had
Yep.
different scents in them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then Grave Before Shave was probably the one I was purchasing the most.
Cool.
Um, and then once I found Educated Beards, I realized I was doing it all wrong.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So speaking of Educated Beards, when did you first discover them?
it was a year ago in July,
Cool.
and basically I had seen some of their posts on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just kind of looking into them a little bit, and then randomly, they would like one of my posts or something like that, so I kind
Yeah.
of looked at it more, and I reached out to them,
Mm-hmm.
kind
Cool.
of talked to them in chat first, and they were
Mm-hmm.
very receptive and responded right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was actually I think, the first online order from America.
Oh, cool.
So at the
Yep.
time, they had some difficulty with doing online orders, like it
Yep.
wouldn't process.
Yep.
So, but they worked with me. They gave me like a purchase order that I had to sign offline or something like that, and got me my
Yep.
first samples, and I was just like in love.
Yeah. Totally. So what was the first product that you bought from Educated Beards?
Well, I got one of each of their oils
Nice.
and balms, that was like a year ago. So it's the peppermint cedarwood, and then the bergamot and
Mm-hmm.
um, grapefruit, and then I tried those out, and I was finding that I was using less oil than I had before.
Mm-hmm.
I was more educated about it, like working it
Yep.
into the skin instead of just putting it on the beard.
Yep. Totally.
Um, and I went from there.
That's awesome. So what made you want to join Educated Beards as a brand ambassador?
So I was attracted to their ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
their holistic company,
Yep.
all natural organic product. Um, in my field, I try to incorporate holistic care
Cool.
in psychiatry.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I do use pharmaceuticals also, but I prefer like a natural side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Kevin being the part
Yep.
owner,
Yep.
he is a veteran, so that kind of drew me in
Yep.
also.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alicia being the holistic dietitian or
Mm-hmm.
nutritionist.
Yep.
Um, it just seemed like a really good fit. So
Yeah, for
they
sure.
had ambassador application. So I
Yep.
just kind of put in all my info, and
Mm-hmm.
within a couple of days, I was on the phone with Kevin and Alicia.
Cool. That's awesome. So what's your favorite scent from Educated Beards?
The peppermint cedarwood's my favorite.
Yep.
Uh, it's completely like once I put it on, it like wakes me up.
Yep. Totally.
I always tell Kevin it's like coffee for your face.
Totally. Yep.
Um, it just kind of like gets those neurons pumping.
Hmm.
It gets you excited, brings up your mood,
Yep.
and
Absolutely.
the peppermint itself is like really good for hair growth. It's like
Yep.
a vasodilator.
Hmm.
Um, I found out recently that it's good for camping because it kind of repels insects.
Ah,
Insects
cool.
don't like peppermint.
Yep.
Um, so that would be my favorite.
Yep. For sure. Yep. They sent me a book of beards, which you can see behind me, for review, and yeah, I've been like compared to like some of the other products that I've tried, like everything they do is just so much like more premium. Like the ingredients are just better. Like the oil feels better. Like it's thicker. It's the balm like has more hold to it. Like yeah, just definitely great products for sure. And then speaking of products, what's your favorite product from Educated Beards?
Uh, Favorite product? Wow.
Hmm. Or like top five? Give you a little more
So I
breathing.
mean, I probably use 5 products every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I definitely use the the soap, the
Yep.
shampoo in the shower, and then I use the oil.
Yep.
I use the boar hair brush after the oil.
Mm-hmm.
I use the balm,
Yep.
and I use the mustache wax on a
Yep.
daily.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah,
Solid. Yeah, I've before using the Educated Beards kit, had never used a mustache wax, and like I still haven't used it like enough to like get used to it, so it still kind of feels weird, but it definitely makes a difference, especially like because I'm kind of trying to grow up my mustache right now, so I definitely need
yeah,
to incorporate the mustache wax in more often. But yeah,
yeah. Even just a little bit on a daily.
yep.
Not necessarily to shape it, but I use just a little bit just to keep it out of my mouth. Really,
Hmm.
so I can keep food off of it. I mean, it's going to happen, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Minimize the amount of food.
other great thing they have is these coffee mugs with.
Yep.
I don't know if I can really show you because I have coffee in it, but
Yeah.
there's a little mustache art in there.
That's awesome.
Um, it
Yeah,
works great.
for sure. That's really cool. So on you're on Instagram. What does your content creation workflow look like for Instagram?
Um, what do you mean?
Yeah. So kind of like what's so when you want to post a photo, what does the process look like to get to posting a photo?
Oh, okay. Well, I just come up with an idea and
Hmm.
I'll take a picture of it. Sometimes I'll add a filter, sometimes not.
Hmm.
Just basic primitive editing,
Yeah, fair.
and and I'll put some labels on it, some hashtags, and post it.
Hmm. Yep. So for everybody watching, here is Michael's Instagram. If you want to check him out, yeah, lots of photos, videos. Yeah, it's yeah. I always enjoy asking people about like how their like what their Instagram workflow is like because it's different for every person. Like some people they have like a whole strategy and like a whole science to it. Other people just kind of like want to post a photo. They take some photos and then post them. Yeah, it's definitely cool to see like how everybody does it. So what's it been like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be a brand ambassador for Educated Beards?
I feel like it's been great.
Hmm.
One of the highlights I think would be working a show. So last November, I was able to do the show in Toronto with
Hmm.
Educated Beards, one of a kind show.
Yeah, cool.
And I don't know if you got a chance to see that or not, because you're from the Toronto area, but
Yeah,
the one of the kind show is like a huge, I guess, display of Canadian products, you
cool.
know, made products. And
Mm,
so I did like 3 or 4 days there and just, teaching people about the product,
yeah.
how to groom the beard, tips on, beard maintenance,
Mm,
just working with people. It was a really great experience.
cool.
Unfortunately, since March, we haven't been able to do any shows, but
Yeah,
hopefully for 21 that will change. But
yeah,
and I hope to make it up to the one of a kind show again if they
for
do
sure.
that,
Yeah,
because that was an awesome experience.
yeah, totally. Sounds really cool. Are there any product categories that you'd like to see educated beards explore in the future that they're not doing already?
Probably, I guess a butter would be
Yep,
one of them.
cool.
That seems to be pretty popular right now. The Other than that, I think they have everything down that I need.
Yep, totally.
Um, they have the scissors, they got the
Yep.
clippers, the
Hmm.
combs.
Yep.
Um, Probably the butter would be the one.
Yep. Yeah, that would be nice. A peppermint cedar wood beard butter would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be into that. um, so when did you first get Instagram?
Uh, Geez, I think maybe like 2014. Was it out then?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, if you go to like my first post on there, and there's probably like a couple years in between,
Hmm.
but I didn't really seriously use it until the last year.
Yep.
um, Getting involved with Educated Beards, as a brand ambassador, just trying to get the name out, especially in America.
Yeah,
It's
for
not
sure.
as popular in America as it is in Canada.
Hmm.
So I feel responsible for getting the word out in
Yeah, totally.
the United States.
Hmm. That's awesome.
Instagram's an excellent format
Oh,
for that.
100%. Yep. Yeah, there's so many tools within just that one app that you have access to, and there's like with like learning the whole science of it and like the algorithm and like hashtags and all that kind of stuff. It's yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that I can't figure out.
Yeah,
Um,
fair.
especially especially the reels. I was kind of experimenting with that a little bit,
Yeah.
and my cat got a lot more views than one I thought I did an excellent job on.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing with the reels because they're trying to compete with like TikTok and like so like especially with that app, it's a lot of like kind of like random like comedy like entertaining like content that typically does the best. But yeah,
Yeah,
reels is weird for sure.
yeah,
I've also done a few of them, but haven't quite figured out like how to incorporate it well and not just kind of like do it to do it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some of your long term goals?
So long-term goals. My ultimate one is to hike the Appalachian Trail,
Cool.
which is from Georgia to Maine.
Hmm.
I mean, that's like a 6-month project. So,
Yeah.
that's, it takes a lot of work just to get to that point where you can hike that far and
Hmm.
financially survive also.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
But
Um,
other than that, both my youngest is graduating high school this year, so he'll be
cool.
going to college, and
Hmm.
a lot of my goals are just kind of directed towards them succeeding.
For sure. That's awesome. If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Hmm. Is it anywhere in the world?
Mhm.
Yeah, I still have a lot on my list to visit,
Yep.
but if I had to pick one, I guess hmm, I guess Egypt.
Cool.
I'd really like to explore those pyramids out there.
Yep. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely so much to see in Egypt.
Yeah,
Yep. What's your current smartphone?
the Apple 11,
Nice.
iPhone 11.
Yep. Cool. How's that been working for you?
Oh, good,
Yep.
good. I mean, I feel like it takes great quality pictures,
For sure.
videos. It's got everything I need on it.
That's cool.
I've been with Apple since Apple 4,
Yep.
so I've never had a Galaxy. Um, Prior to that, I think I had a Well, I had an Android and I had a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I was with iPhone for a while. I had the 4. So I had the 3GS, then I had the 4, then I had the 6, and then I switched to a Samsung Galaxy S8 just because like I've always been like a big like tech nerd and like experimenting with like new phones and that kind of stuff. So I just kind of got bored of Apple after a while.
yeah,
And my last couple phones have been Android, but I think like at some point in the near future I'm gonna get like a second phone, like because I have a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, and it's been great. But I also do want to like experiment with like the new iPhone and like all the new like software features that they've added and like all that kind of stuff. Yeah, um, yeah. So kind of wrapping up, because I don't want to keep you too much longer. So we've mentioned your Instagram. What is that the best way to like if they want to get in contact with you like after seeing this podcast and like if they want to like ask about educated beards, that kind of stuff?
yeah, that's probably the easiest and best way.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a Facebook account. I go by Michael Christ
yeah,
on Facebook. You can find me there, but
yeah,
Facebook's just full of so much stuff. Um,
yeah,
I don't know, the IG. I just think it's an easier format, especially
for
like
sure.
messaging. But now I see that they're gonna cross with messages. I don't know how that's gonna look.
Yeah. So I think at least I'm not sure about with the iPhones, but on Android they've started like they did an update recently to like bring in like Facebook Messenger features to Instagram, which is like you can like react to like messages like you can on Messenger, and it's kind of weird. And I feel like it's gonna like slow it down and like make the experience less smooth.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm older, so I don't like change that much.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So thanks for chatting. Glad our schedules worked out. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anything else?
thank you for having me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Check out Michael's Instagram down below, Educated Beards, for some great beard products. Mm-hmm. Nice, including that awesome hat. Sweet. Yeah. So thanks again. Back with more soon.
Cheers.